Derrick Lewis versus Ciryl Gane is official for the UFC's heavyweight interim title at the UFC 265 main event. This is news to Francis Ngannou's team. They are shocked. But on top of that, Joe Schilling also has knocked out a bar patron viciously. Some little scrawny suit and tie wearing guy just caught a mean right cross from Joe Schilling, a mean two-piece with the biscuit. And we're going to watch that video. And it was self-defense from Joe Schilling. I don't know what the guy was thinking. I don't know. We're going to watch the video. But before we get into it, make sure you hit the thumbs up button, the subscribe button, and the notification bell. Don't be a baby back bagel biting beta male because you know what time it is. It's full-time MMA. That's right, first things first, we got some breaking MMA news. Derrick Lewis versus Ciryl Gane for the interim heavyweight title, booked at UFC 265 in the co-main event. Or actually, this is going to be the main event. The co-main event is going to be Amanda Nunes fighting on the card. It's Amanda Nunes defending her title against a chick that has no chance. That clearly was not good enough for a main event. Nobody was going to buy that, so the UFC had to give us some swang and bang. And on top of that, it is in Houston. Who better to main event a pay-per-view in Houston than none other Derrick Lewis, Houston's finest, swiggity swanging, biggity banging, busting a left on biggity busting a right, if you know what I'm saying. Derrick Lewis is Houston's king, H-Town's king. I mean, so they had to have him on this card. They were probably targeting on him on this card for months. When they made this event in Houston, Derrick Lewis is probably the first person that came to mind. And honestly, with that being said, it's interesting because Francis Ngannou is the champion. So how do you get Derrick Lewis in a fight if Francis Ngannou is the champion? And if Francis Ngannou was he was not able to fight on this date, but he was able to fight a month later. The UFC said, "Hey, we need Derrick Lewis and we need him now. We need him in Houston." And so they booked him versus Gane for the interim title. Now, this is interesting because normally the champion has a little bit more power in these situations, or if they're not able to fight, a lot of the times they're stripped. But this is a win-win for everybody because the UFC is able to get Derrick Lewis in Houston. Derrick Lewis gets to fight in Houston. He still gets championship pay. It's still a title fight. If he wins, he's still the interim champion. And so it's a win for Derrick Lewis. This way, Gane gets to fight for the title. If he wins, he might become the first. Where's he from? France. France's first champion, even though it's interim. Either way, whoever wins gets to fight Ngannou. Ngannou does not lose his belt. So, I mean, the only thing about it for Francis Ngannou is he's got to wait a little bit longer to fight, but it also gives him more time to prepare for his next potential opponent. And that's the only downside is Ngannou was ready to fight a month later. But on that note, it's who was dying to see Ngannou versus Derrick Lewis won. I'm glad that fight's not happening right now because nobody wants to go back and watch the first fight. It was one of the worst title fights we've ever seen in UFC history. One of the most boring fights we've ever seen. Derrick Lewis versus Francis Ngannou won. So Gane versus Lewis is just a more fun fight off the rip. So now with that being said, there's a lot of reasons that this is also interesting. I mean, for one, Amanda Nunes doesn't sell tickets. Clearly, the UFC, no matter how many belts you put on this girl, she's not going to sell tickets until you get her a boob job, maybe a Brazilian butt lift. She's from Brazil. Get her a little BBL over there, and Amanda Nunes might pop off. But until then, and she can win with implants and shit. She can put on the extra weight. She's so good of a fighter. Fuck it. Just makeover, implants, and if you want her to sell tickets. Other than that, she's just going to be beating on bitches and scissoring Nina Ansaroff. Well, I guess they got a baby to raise now. Oh well, she doesn't sell tickets. No one cares when Amanda Nunes fights because she's too dominant. And it's unfortunate, but that it is what it is. The UFC needed some help to sell some pay-per-views, and not even just pay-per-views. They're going to sell a lot more tickets, asses in literal seats in Houston with Derrick Lewis on the card. Now, last interesting thing I wanted to point out about this is, what if Ngannou was ready to fight? It would be Ngannou versus Derrick Lewis in Houston. He would be the champion going into enemy territory, which I think we've probably seen that before. I think maybe Ronda Rousey went and fought a Brazilian in Brazil, if I'm not mistaken, whenever she was the actual champion. Maybe Betch Correia, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't think it's the first time, but that would have been an interesting dynamic. You got Francis Ngannou, the champion, who would have been coming into Derrick Lewis's hometown to defend Francis's title. That would have been interesting, but it's not going to happen. It's going to be Ciryl Gane. You know the crowd's going to be rooting for Derrick Lewis, but this fight favors Ciryl Gane. I'm going to say that because yes, Derrick Lewis you can never count out of a fight, but we just saw Ciryl Gane outclass Alexander Volkov in a 5-round fight. We know he's prepared for a 5-round fight. He can perform in a 5-round fight. He's got the cardio advantage, maybe more of a technical striking advantage. Derrick Lewis is just a guy that no matter how late in the fight he is, he's always got that KO power, and he can win in the 4th or 5th round if he lands that shot. But I gotta say, man, this is gonna be an interesting fight. Gane looked really good in his last fight, so I'm looking forward to this fight. You know, swiggity swang and bang, I gotta go with Derrick Lewis, especially in H-Town. Just my initial thought, but Ciryl Gane looked really good in his last fight. All right, that's my thoughts on Derrick Lewis versus Ciryl Gane. Now, we're going to watch Joe Schilling knock out this suit and tie wearing bar patron, and we're not going to play the music, but I will tell you, they're just playing Snoop Dogg's La Da 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 Da. It's the motherfucking D-O-double-G Snoop Dogg. You know that shit? They're playing that in the background. They're at a bar. Oh, and homie, he was about to get some action that night. You know, this dude was like a fucking lawyer or something. Suit and tie wearing, buying everybody's drinks. This chick's straight using him as the beta male provider. He's probably paying her card note. He's definitely not the fucking Chad or the Tyrone that she wants to bang, but he's got money and she's past the age of 26, and so she's with him for the night because he's going to help pay her bills and her loans and her debt that she's acquired in her hoe phase. So she's with her beta male provider. He's fucking feeling himself because he's finally got the hot chick. She's wearing a bra out, and he's like, yeah, I got the fucking hot chick. I'm the shit. Even though she's already had her insides smashed all the way to her esophagus by Chad, Tyrone, Pookie, and Ray Ray. But you know what? She's 27 now. She's interested in beta male providers, and I can provide. And so he's feeling himself. But here comes Joe Schilling. Look at him, feeling himself. Uh-oh, there's Joe Schilling walking up like fucking Vin Diesel. Scoot over, little shit. Boom, boom! Y'all see that? You want to see it again? Look, now, this is interesting because Joe Schilling was defending himself because this guy swung at Joe Schilling. But I just realized Joe Schilling did kind of push him out the way. So if this guy is a lawyer, he looks like a fucking little dweeby lawyer. If he is a lawyer, and I'm not saying like all lawyers are dweebs, I'm just saying this guy's a little scrawny guy that's feeling himself, and he probably makes a lot of money. Scrawny guy, suit and tie, lawyer. That's where I went. All right, so he's all feeling himself in the middle of the aisle. Joe Schilling walks up and gives him a little shove. Is that shove considered any aggression? Because if so, Joe Schilling pushed first. I didn't see that. Like, this guy swings at Joe Schilling. He pump fakes at Joe Schilling. So Joe Schilling hits him, fucking knocks him out. Brutal. We'll watch it again. But you tell me, did Joe Schilling push this guy first? I don't know. I don't think so. I think Joe Schilling was defending himself, even though this guy he probably couldn't knock Joe Schilling out if Joe Schilling gave him 2 free shots wherever he wanted. 2 chin out, Joe Schilling, chin out. This guy probably doesn't have the power to knock out Joe Schilling. But don't fucking swing at him either. Alright, here comes Joe Schilling. His girl's at the bar. She don't even have to get to see her beta male provider get knocked out. Alright, watch. Right there, he just flinched at him. He fucking flinched at Joe Schilling. What an idiot. Well, I mean, obviously he don't know who Joe Schilling is. But this guy obviously is fucking towering over you. He's way more stocky than you. What are you doing? He's gonna call your bluff, kid. Like you don't. Now, I just want to see right here. Did Joe Schilling push this guy first? Like, it kind of looked like he kind of pushed him out the way, like, pussy move, right? What if he whispered in his ear, move, you little fucking pussy? Like, knowing it was going to make him swing. No, I'm just kidding. He didn't do that. All right, right here, right here. It was kind of, it wasn't, no, that was just a little, hey, excuse me. Boom, boom, motherfucker. Okay, Joe Schilling put the dude out. The dude flinched at Joe Schilling, and that is not cool. Not cool. You got to defend yourself at that point. If somebody, it's one thing if you're just in each other's face talking, but the minute you go to flinch at somebody, they got the green light to smash you. 100%. You guys were talking and you flinched at him, that's the green light to fucking lay you out. This guy got laid out. All right, guys, those are the 2 news topics for the day. I know it's been a while, but I just been out here living life, man. I've been grinding. I've been working. I've been working my business, working my job. I've been motherfucking networking locally. I've been, I'm out here doing my thing, man. I've been in the gym, you know what I'm saying? I moved in my place, but we still got a lot of stuff in the motion. Car, I just got my car. A new car because my other 2 cars are kind of crapping out. So I got a new car, 2013 Suzuki Kiyashiki. That thing's pretty nice, man. So got a lot of things going on in YouTube. The algorithms, they still suck balls. So it's just I don't have the time to really dedicate to something that doesn't pay out right now. And I'm in a building phase. I'm in a 5-year plan, and right now I'm building. I need to be getting furniture, my vehicle situation sorted out, and then I'm gonna start saving. But, yeah, with that being said, it is what it is, guys. Your boy's been doing good. Hopefully, I'll be able to start uploading a little more regularly. Let the full-time family know what you think in the comments. I am out.